charge as well. In fact, we define potential by this formula. So let's define, yes? Okay. Okay, so now let's learn what is electric potential. So whenever you hear the term potential, please understand that it is related to, it is not something new. It is related to potential energy. Okay, so this potential energy exists in different forms. If you have got an object, okay, an object placed on the ground, there is a force of gravity acting downwards on it. So if you try to lift it up, this one gets gravitational potential energy, because here you are moving against gravity, gravitational force. Similarly, assume that this is a positive charge. Okay, this is a plate with positive charge. So this is Earth, which has gravity acting downwards. So instead of the Earth with the gravitational force, this is a positive charge, and this is another positive charge. Okay, now, this is a negative charge. Assume this is a negative charge. They normally attract. Now, if I want to lift this one, if I want to, now this negative is attracted by the positive. If I do some work, okay, for lifting it up, I have to do some work. Similarly, for moving it away from this one, I have to do some work. That work, when it is over here, this is stored in it as electric potential energy, because it is work is done against electric force. Did you understand? So please compare this electrical potential energy with gravitational potential. Both are same thing. Here electric force is acting this way. Okay, this positive is attracting this one way. So if you go against this force of attraction, the energy that is stored in it as electric potential energy. So this electrical potential energy acquired for unit charge is called electric potential. Okay, that is one way of understanding. Now let us learn the definition. Assume that this is a positive charge. You know that every charge has a potential, has an electric field around it, which is radially outward, right? So that means in this region, every point, if I place an object, this point has some potential. What do you mean by that potential? Assume that this is a positive charge, and in infinity, very, very far away from here, in infinity, I have a positive charge of magnitude 1. Okay, Q is equal to 1 coulomb. Okay, this is a test charge. This is a test charge of magnitude 1. So this positive charge, which is very, very far from this, now probably this is out of the electric force, so this doesn't experience any force. Now you are doing some work from here, from infinity onwards. You are trying to move it towards this one. When you move it, when it comes to the electric field of this one, assume that the electric field of this extends to this. As you come towards this one, it begins to experience this positive, and this positive experience a repulsive force. Now, but still, if I want to place it closer, okay, I have to do more work, say W1. I have to do more work on this one to bring it, because this is repelling this one. Naturally, this is repelling, but I want to move it against the repulsive force, so I have to do work. Now, if I want to, so let this work be, say, this work, the work which I have to do to bring it up from infinity is a 1 joule. Now bring it up to this, say, let the work 1 is 1 joule. So now work 2 is a 5 joules. I have to do 5 joules of work up to this point. Now if I bring it further, maybe at this point, I have to do 20 joule of work. Okay, so this work, this much energy, which I have to do to bring a positive charge from infinity to that point is called its electrical potential. Okay, so this point, say A has an electrical potential of 20. This point B has an electric potential of 5. This point C has an electric potential of 1. Do you understand? So this potential, now if you place another charge, okay, for example, this is a third charge Q3. This charge, if I put it over here, this will get some potential energy. Okay, so this electrical potential is a property of a point in the electric field of a source charge. So every point will have certain potential. This point may have another potential, maybe say 10 joule. Why? Because to move this object from infinity towards this one, I have to do 10 joule of work. So the potential at this point is 10. Now the unit of potential is volt. Okay, so we say, since I have to do 10 joule for 1 coulomb, joule per coulomb is called volt. Okay, here potential is 1 volt, here it is 5 volt, here it is 20 volt. Are you following it? Hello? And yes, I can hear you, but did you understand what I was explaining? So did you understand? No, no, it's not that potential is only at a certain point. Every point has certain potential. Okay, every point, this point, if I have to do, say, 2 joules per coulomb, then 2 volt is the potential over here. Okay, every point in the electric field has a tendency to give some energy, which is called potential. So how do we define potential? Potential is defined as, memorize right now, work done to bring, no, okay, concentration of charges is, it's not actually concentration of charges. It's not the concentration of how closely charges are, no. It's not about the concentration of charges. Potential means, potential is potential. Okay, please try to understand. Even if you got one charge, this charge in this region has, okay, the electric field of this region, every point has potential. Okay, so if like it's not that if you've got 20 charges, potential is more or not. No, it's not. Don't think that it's a potential means the charges are crowded together. No, it's not like that. Every charge, this point near every has potential. So potential is defined as a work done to bring unit positive charge from infinity. Potential means from infinity to that point. Okay. For example, from infinity to that is potential. Now if, pardon me, if this, Positive or negative, that I will tell you. Now, since this is positive, I was talking about bringing positive charge. Now, if it is negative, bring negative. Okay. So now, now this point has a potential of say 20 volt. This point has a potential of say 10 volt. The difference in the potential between 2 points is called potential difference. So potential difference we can also define same way. Potential difference is defined as a work done to bring unit positive charge from one point to the other. If it is potential at a point, then infinity. Potential difference means between 2 points. So potential difference is commonly called as voltage. Is defined as the work done. Same way you can. Okay, now this defined V is equal to W by Q. V is the potential. W is the work done per charge. So what is the unit? Unit is joule per coulomb. Joule per coulomb. Joule per coulomb is called volt. So in multiple choice you may get volt is equal to what? Joule per coulomb. Okay. So now potential difference, okay, is the work done in bringing unit positive charge from what? From one point to the other. So this is a potential difference from one point to another. Okay. So this is potential difference. Potential difference is also divided by W by Q or energy by Q. This is also equal to energy by Q. And the unit is volt again. Both are same. Here, voltage means always between 2 points. Potential at a point. So this actually, the title is potential. Which potential? Electric potential. Let us write the full title to understand what it is. Electric potential at a point. At a point due to a charge or near to a charge. This is the actual title. Okay, because potential is produced by a charge in the electric field. Every point has potentials. So please write about that also. This electrical potential at a is produced by at a point is created or produced by a charge. Okay, and every point in the electric field of a charge has potential. This you have to remember to understand the rest. Every point in the electric field of a charge has potential because this potential is created by a charge. Is this okay? Okay. Now, positive potential. Okay, assume that this is a positive charge. Okay, now let's make another formula for potential. So potential is equal to K into Q, because Q is the one that is causing, divided by R. This is the formula for potential. Sorry. Potential is equal to KQ by R. Again, you compare and learn. Compare. Force is equal to K capital Q by R square. electric field is equal to KQ by R. Now what I'm telling? I'm telling potential. This is one formula. Formula it is true. Plus potential is equal to KQ by R. Here R square. Okay. So E is equal to KQ by R square. But electric potential is equal to KQ by R. Learn all these formulas again. Okay. So potential is equal to KQ by R. Now, assume that this is a positive charge. At this point, maybe now see look here, potential is inversely proportional to charge. What does that mean? As the distance R, as the distance increases, distance from the charge increases, potential decreases. Okay. Now this, pardon me? Okay, D. Okay. Okay, I will write like that. But in your book it is R. So you be careful if you are using the book. In the book it is R. That's R. No, that's not the radius. Okay. KQ by D you take for distance. But remember in the book it is R. Okay. So KQ by distance. Now this is for a positive charge. Now, what about for a negative charge? I will explain to you. Now, this point is closer. Okay. So, since it is closer, electric field strength is more. So, assume that the potential here is a plus 10 volt. Let this point be, say, A. Now, again, this is another point B. Since it is far away, its potential is a 5 volt, plus 5 volt. All right. Similarly, this is a negative charge, and at the same distance again, I've got the point C. Its potential will be, say, negative 10 volt. Again, same distance and apart, I've got a point D, which has negative 5 volt. Okay, so please try to understand what I'm trying to explain. A is a charge at this point, maybe say 1 meter you take, the potential is 10 volt. At B, the potential is plus 5 volt because this is caused by a positive charge. Similarly, this is the same magnitude as negative as this positive. So same distance apart, you have got negative 10. Same distance again apart, I've got negative 5. Now, what you have to tell me is potential at A and potential at B, which is bigger. Is 5 bigger than 10? Positive 5 bigger than positive 10? Look at the number, I gave you the final number. A is greater than B. Okay. A is greater because this is plus 10. So we can say this rule. What I say? For positive charges, as distance increases, the potential decreases. Now you come back to this. Which is at a greater potential? Potential at C, potential at D. Which is bigger? Minus 10 or minus 5? D is bigger. Okay. So potential at C is greater than potential. Yeah, potential at C is less than this. So what does that mean? That means that positive potentials, this is a positive potential. Positive potentials are higher than negative potential. Or for a positive charge, okay, now what I have to okay, so here this negative 10, this point is closer to this. Since it is negative, this is at a less charge. So positive potentials potential is higher than negative potential. Or you can say for negative charges, as the distance increases, potential increases. But you just think about this one, okay? So if it's a negative charge, the point closer will always have negative potential. Negative potential is lower potential. Positive potential is higher potential. Okay. That is why for a battery symbol, we write this. This is a battery symbol. This is positive, this is negative. So we say it is going from a higher potential to lower potential just because positive is bigger than negative number. This may be plus 10 volt, this may be minus 10 volt. Since just because it is minus, we say negative is at lower potential. When we use Kirchhoff's law, you have to take care of this one. When you use Kirchhoff's law. Okay, have you understood this much? Positive is? Positive is? Yes, yes. For positive, yes. For positive, it is directly proportional to, no, inversely proportional. Inversely proportional. For positive, as distance increases, potential decreases. But here, as the distance increases, potential is increasing. Increasing, yes. Yes. Finished? Okay. So now let's continue. Okay. I hope you have understood this concept. When we do calculations and all, we need this one. Is it like this bluish? Yes? I didn't get you. I can't. Yeah. We did resistance in unit 2, right? No. There is no resistance content. There is very less. Maybe something very small question or something like that. Okay. So now let's. Yeah. Now there may be another question. Okay. Just like where we did electric field is 0. You have to find out where potential could be 0. Okay, that type of potential also we have to learn. Where is potential 0? So for example, find the point where total potential is 0. That means V net is equal to 0. Now here, why am I telling you? Okay, now why am I telling this? Because unlike force and electric field, potential is a scalar quantity. What is a scalar quantity? No direction. So when we do addition or subtraction, Okay, when we do when we add, we have to use positive or negative signs. Okay, remember, since force and electric were vectors, we did not put positive and negative in the calculation. Do you remember? But since it is a scalar, we don't use arrows. Okay, we do not use arrows. Okay, so arrows for direction. So here you have to use plus and minus. Now, let me give you a question. Let this be say plus 10 coulomb. This is negative 10 coulomb. Separated by a distance of say 4 meters. Find the point where potential is 0. Net potential is 0. Okay, again, so since this is positive, this is negative. Okay, so let's take a point in between. At this point, the potential due to 10 plus potential due to this should be 0. Okay, potential at this. Okay, for example, I'll give you one question now. Yes. Okay, so potential at this. So potential and due to plus 10Q is equal to K into plus 10 divided by R. Let this point be say, now this is plus 10 and this is minus 10. So their magnitudes are same. So let this point be say X. You can take it from any point. So let this point be say X distance from this point. So potential at this due to 10 is equal to KQ by R. R is X. From here, this is X. Now, the potential due to negative 10 is equal to K into negative 10 by 4 minus X. Total is 4. This is X. So this will be 4 minus X. Okay. So now they are equal when their sum is equal to 0. So for that, let this be V1, let this be V2. Okay, so V1 plus V2 should be 0, or V1 should be equal to negative of V2. Fine. V1, so when you add these two, V1 plus V2 should be 0. Should be 0. So what we do? K into 10 by X plus negative 10 by K minus, 4 minus X should be 0. Okay, then you have to solve for this one. Sometimes they will ask you like this also. So just write, just remember this point. Okay. Okay. So now, because if their sum should be 0. Okay, so now let us continue. Now what we have to learn is equipotential surface. Okay, equipotential surfaces. That is very important. And then let's do the other thing. Equipotential surface. Okay, so here I am going to write EPS, equipotential surfaces. What is an equipotential surface? Very, very important. Please listen. If this is a positive charge, assume that 1 meter from this, 1 meter from the center, let the potential is KQ by R, which is 10 volt. Again, okay, so 1 meter from here it is 10 volt. Again, 1 meter from here, same 1 meter. This will be 10 volt. So again, 1 meter from any side, it will be 10 volt. 1 meter from here, this also will be 10 volt. 1 meter from here, this also 10 volt. So if you join all these points, what will you get? All these points have same potential, same potential. So this surface, that means this is like a football from the center, the outer layer. This is called an equipotential surface. Equipotential surface means now equipotential surface around a positive charge is like a spherical ball, spherical shell. This is the charge. All points with equal distance from the center potentials. Okay, so every point in that surface, so this is one equipotential surface. Now you take another point, maybe a point over here. Assume that this has a 8 volt as a potential, because as you go away from a positive charge, the potential decreases. Okay, KQ by R. Now similarly, this point, the same distance away, will have 8 volt. So all the points which are at same distance from this will have 8 volts. So this is another equipotential surface. Okay, so no, this is not like, yeah, there are certain things, like it's not actually, there is no relation with the wavefront, but near to a positive charge, this is always circular. Near to a single negative charge also, equipotential surface are spherical. But near to a positive and negative charge, the shape of this changes. Shape of this changes, but one similarity that you have between this one and the wavefront is that in this one the direction of electric field is always 90 degree. 90 degree a point, you have got the electric field. Same for the wavefront. For the wavefront also, what was 90 degree? Direction of motion was 90. That relationship you can find. Otherwise, there is no relationship. Okay. And the shape is not always spherical. I will send you certain pictures which will tell you that the shapes at different places can be different. Okay. Shapes for different places are different. This figure field, this is not always spherical. It can have different shapes. Okay, just you look at the group. Did you see? Near to a positive. Did you get the figure? See, look at that. Between a positive and negative charge. The one, see, look here, the positive and negative charge. The one with the arrow is the direction of electric field line. This is the electric field line, okay? What you see by the dotted ones, like this circular, this is equipotential surface. Fine, what you see in the dotted one is equipotential surface, and you can see that those equipotential surfaces are not always spherical. The shape of this changes depending on the other charge placed close. Okay, so now one point that you have to remember about equipotential surface is that it has same potential at every point. Second one, equipotential surface is always 90 degree to electric field. That is the second point. The electric field direction is always perpendicular to equipotential surface. Okay, that means if I want to draw an electric field at this point, how should I draw? Just draw a tangent and 90 degree. This is the direction of electric field. What is the electric field direction over here? This way. Why is it this way? This is along the radius. Okay, every point, even if it is like this, you can say that this line is always 90 degree to this one when you draw correctly. So equipotential surfaces are perpendicular to electric field lines. Third point is that now this point is, say, has 8 volt. This point, say, B also has 8 volt. So how much work you have to do to bring from this? Let this be A, let this be B. So the work done to move a charge from one point on the equipotential surface to another point on the same equipotential surface is what? That means you've got a point over here and you've got another point over here on the same equipotential surface. How much work you have to do to bring this from this? What is the formula for voltage? V is equal to W by Q. Therefore, work done is equal to Q into, now what is this? This is a voltage or potential difference. So just to make sure that it is a potential difference, let me put delta V. The difference in potential between this. Okay, for voltage, just for this one, I want to show that it is the difference in the potential difference. This is what I mean. So potential difference is equal to work W by Q. Therefore, what is work done? Work done is equal to the charge into potential difference. Okay, so what is the potential difference between A and B? Potential difference between A and A to B is what? What is the potential at A? 8 volt. What is the potential at B? 8 volt. So what is the difference? 0. The potential difference is 0. So that is equal to Q into 0. Therefore, 0 joules. What does that tell you? Yeah, no work is needed to move a charge from one point to another on the same equipotential surface. Okay, so work done to move a charge from one point on the equipotential surface to another point on the same equipotential surface is 0. Therefore, what's the fourth point? Therefore, if I want to move a charge from this to this point, say C to D, this point to this point, so work done to move between two equipotential surfaces. How will you find? Two equipotential surfaces will you find? Same formula, work done is equal to whatever charge you are trying to bring, that charge into potential difference. Okay, so if you want to, so the same formula, Q into delta V, potential difference. So if you want to move between two equipotentials, you have to do work. And if you to move in same equipotential surface, no work is done, which can be proved from this formula. Okay. So this is what you have to, these are the points that you have to remember about equipotential surfaces. Okay, so, and there is one more very, very important formula that will tell you from this one, that is, you can find electric field strength also from the equipotential surfaces, or finding, very useful formula, finding or a relation between, you can write relation between potential difference delta V, okay, potential difference and electric field strength, and that formula is E is equal to delta, okay, delta V by delta R, okay, or you can write in your words, it is potential difference, say V by D, V by D. There potential difference. What is E? What is this? What is E? What is this? Now, is, if I put an arrow for energy, will I put arrow for energy? Yeah, because the energy is scalar. For energy, I don't put, but for on the top of what we put arrow? Electric field strength. Okay, but which quantity is that? Remember, force is equal to Q by R square. Electric field strength is equal to force by charge. Remember this electric field? That electric field strength that is why this is important. Okay, so electric field strength, okay, you write this, electric field strength or intensity. Electric field strength is equal to potential difference. We can write dV. Okay, will this confuse you? This may again confuse you. So you write delta V by D. This is better. E is equal to potential difference by distance. Okay, E is equal to, but in your book it is V. So why am I writing V? Means it is not the potential at a point. It is the potential difference between 2 points. Okay, so how will you show if it is a uniform electric field? If the electric field is uniform, what does that mean? It will look like this. Uniform. Now I will draw it on another page. Did you are you making the notes? Your own notes from the paper, from the pictures which I am sending? Oh, please do it. Otherwise, at the end, you will get confused and you will not be able to study properly. I just want to finish. That's it. Okay. So I need to see the notes that you made by next week. Can I see? Okay. Whatever you have finished, you send it to me. That means it's based on my notes. You have to write notes on your own. So only then you will understand these concepts thoroughly. So for electricity, what I taught you today, before sleeping, today itself you make notes. Okay, and then you send me 2 days notes before you sleep today. Okay, 2 days notes, and you make it a habit. Wherever formula, you put a box around it because you have to study it, no? Okay, so today I want to see electricity, this one, what you learned today. And tomorrow you send me one more class. The next day you send me one more class, your notes, not my notes. Based on my notes, because in my notes I write always short form. Next class you will forget that. Only today you will remember. Okay, so I want to see the electricity notes of today's class. Today it's you send a picture of that before you sleep. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Now, so here, what do you mean by uniform electric field? How will a uniform electric field look like? If the electric field is uniform, we know that electric field is equal to, actually the correct formula is negative of dV by dr. This is the true formula, where dV is the dV is the potential difference between the 2 points, dr is the distance between the 2 points. This is the correct formula. This negative sign also indicates one thing. Okay, this negative sign indicates that, I will tell you. So this is shortened and written easily as E is equal to V by D. Negative of V by D. This one tells about the direction. Okay, so now, so if uniform electric field, that means if electric field is uniform, so the between the equipotential surfaces, V should be constant, or the dV voltage must be constant and the distance must be constant. That means dV should be constant and the distance also constant, which means uniform electric field, the lines will look like what? Like this. Okay, the distance between them is constant. And if this is 0 volt, if this is 2 volt, this will be how much? Same distance apart, 4 volt. This distance will be how much? 6 volt. So this is, and this is the electric field lines or the equipotential surfaces or uniform electric field. And here, what is the direction of the electric field? Perpendicular. All these are what? Equipotential surfaces. Clear? That I will tell you. That I will tell you. Okay. Actual formula, the direction of the electric field is in the direction of decreasing potential. That's what this one tell you. Now, how will I explain that to you? Direction of, okay, now you think about this. You forget about it. You think about this. Okay, this is a positive charge. Positive charge. Now, this point, okay, we know that this is an equipotential surface. So this is also another equipotential surface. Okay. Now, what is the potential of this? Tell me some value. Say it's bigger, say some 20 volt. What is the potential of this point? Maybe say it's 10 volt. Okay. Now, if you have another point over here, the potential could be say 5 volt. Okay, fine, anyway, but it should be less than this. Now, what is the direction of electric field? This is a positive charge. Electric field around a positive charge is radially outward. Okay, this is the direction of electric field. Even if you don't know the equipotential surface, you know earlier, you have learned earlier that the direction of electric field is for, yeah, away from it and radially outward. So this is the direction of the electric field. Now you look at this. This is 20 volt, 10 volt, 5 volt. So in this direction, is the potential increasing or decreasing? 20, 10, 5 decreasing, which means that's what this negative sign says. As the distance, that means the direction of the electric field is in the direction of decreasing potential, decreasing potential. Now, if it's a negative charge, let's look for a negative charge. So this point will be what? Minus, say 20. This point will be say minus 10. This point will be minus 5. Okay. So now here, which is at a greater potential, minus 5 or minus 10? Minus 5 is greater. Minus 10 is greater than minus 20. So what is the direction of electric field? Decreasing potentials. Which way is the potential decreasing? To the right or to the left? To the left, because negative 20 is smaller than negative 10. Negative 10 is smaller than negative 5. So the potential is decreasing this way. Fine. So the electric field direction also should be this way. Now you think about a negative charge. What is the direction? What is the electric field? Towards the negative, right? I was always telling towards the negative. See, this is same as this one. This is same as this one. That is what it shows. Okay, so the direction of this negative sign shows, that also I'll write here. Negative sign shows, shows direction of electric field is in the direction of decreasing potential, is in the direction of decreasing potentials. Okay. So now in this question, is this the direction of electric field or this the direction of electric field? Decreasing potential field is this way. This is the direction of electric field. Oh, okay. This is the direction of electric field because this is the direction in which potential is decreasing. Okay. This is the direction of electric field. If this is the direction of electric field, what will be over here, positive or negative charge? Positive charge plate is here. What is over here? Negative charge. Is that understood? Yes. So this is what the negative sign shows that direction of electric field is in the direction of decreasing potential. So this can be used to find the direction of electric field at any point. Now, if they say that this is 2 plates, this is at 0 volt, this is at 20 volt. This is at 0 volt, this is at 20 volt. What is the direction of electric field? In this case, here this is 0, this is this one. What's the direction of electric field between this? This way, this is the direction of electric field. That means here you have got plus charge, here you have got negative charge. Now, assume that this is negative 20. This is the direction of electric field. Now, if you have got another one, this is negative 20. This is, okay, now this is positive 20. This is negative 20 volt. This is positive 20 volt, negative 20 volt. What is the direction of electric field? To the right. And what is the potential difference between the plates? Here, what is the potential difference between the plates? Positive 20, but maybe between, if this is A and B is potential at A minus potential at B. 20 minus 0 is 20 volt. Okay, now what is the potential difference here? How can it be 0? This is 40, negative 20 minus negative. Or if you want to find the potential between A and now if this is A and this is B, it is 20 minus 20, 40 volt. But if I say between B and A, then it could be minus. Okay, so have you understood? This is important. So yes, so this is how you find the potential differences and all those things. Electrical potential, equipotential surface, all those things we have finished. Now, what we have to do is the work done. This is not, it's not a full lesson, it's just a revision or actually a motion of a charge. Motion of electric charge, maybe positive or negative. Okay, I'm just writing for positive and for negative it is the opposite. Motion of a charge in electric field. And here, what type of electric field are we taking? Uniform electric field. Okay, motion of a charge in uniform electric field. And the energy conversion also we are going to see. And the energy conversion between the points, this is also we are going to see. Okay, see, look here. First of all, assume that you have got an electric field this way. This is the direction of electric field. So where is the negative? Where is the positive? Left is positive, to the right is negative. Okay, that means here you have got a positive plate, here you have got a negative plate. And again, direction of electric field is in the direction of decreasing potential, positive and a negative. In this one, here is all positive, here there is all negative. I'm placing a positive charge, which is initially at rest. Okay, now its motion and the energy conversion. So both we can understand. Okay, motion and energy conversion. The problems related to this can be answered either in using energy concepts or using equations of motion. All right, so let that be it. Now, what happens the moment when you keep a positive charge over here? What will this positive and positive do? Repel. At the same time, the positive and negative will attract. So that means repulsion and attraction is a force. Okay, the positive plate, let this be the plate, repels, negative plate attracts. So there is causing force due to electricity. There is a force. And now you apply. And what is this one? There is a net force. When an object has a net force, what will happen to it? If you have got a box placed on a table and you've got a net force here, what will happen to that? Will it only move? Force, net force, accelerate. So this will have acceleration. Just like this ball has an acceleration, you can find the acceleration of the positive charge, say Q. How will you find the acceleration of this? What is the formula that we use over here? F is equal to ma. Same formula you can apply. Therefore, okay, the force Fe causes acceleration. And how much is the acceleration? A is equal to electric force by mass. Okay, F is equal to ma, A is equal to F by m. And how much, yes, how much is this electric force? How will you calculate the electric force? If Q is the charge placed in electric field E, how much is this force? Is equal to, what do we have? We have E and Q. Remember all the, tell me all the formula. What is the first formula? Q is equal to N into E. N into E. Okay, what is the force? K into charges. Force is equal to one charge and the other charge by d square if you want to teach. Now, what is another formula? What is electric field formula? K into Q by d square. Q by d square. What is the relation between this? One Q is missing, which means E is equal to 1 Q missing from this one. Understood? This is what I told you. Electric field is equal to force per charge. Unit charge will experience what force, that is electric field. From this, what is force? Because here I told you, you know only electric field and charge. You don't know how much charge this one has. You don't know these two, and you don't know the distance. But you know the electric field strength. So in this case, you cannot use this formula, but you have to use this formula. Fe is equal to what? From this, Fe is equal to, Fe is equal to what? Q into E or E into Q. This I did earlier. Next class, I will give you a formula test. Okay. So force is equal to Q into E. So this is equal to what? This force is equal to Q into E only. So this is equal to Q into E by M. Okay. So this is similar to what? F by M. A is equal to F by M. Now, once you know the acceleration, you can use the equations of motion. Now, you can use equations of motion to find what is the final speed over here. What is the acceleration we know. What is the, how long will it take? What distance has it traveled? All those, you can use the same equations of motion which you have learned because you know acceleration. V is equal to U plus AT. S is equal to UT plus half AT square. Then V square is equal to U square. Huh? So what formula? Normal speed is what? A is equal to V minus U by T. Yes, that is same as this one. These two are same. Okay, all the equations of motion you can now apply once you know acceleration. How do you find acceleration? Electric force by mass, QE by M. Understood? I will give you, okay, I will give you an example, a question which will make you this one more clear. Now, second approach. This is another approach to find all these things. But for time and to find acceleration. So this is one way of finding the acceleration. Second way of finding acceleration is this one. You can find the final speed. Okay, this is using energy. Using energy also you can make an equation. Now, when it is near to a positive charge, what energy does it have? It has electric potential energy. Okay, and now it may be at rest, say V is equal to 0. At this point, it has electric potential energy. Now this can be held over here probably by doing some work. And when you let it go, what happens? It goes quickly. If you allow it to go, it goes quickly with acceleration. And as the speed increases, when it comes over here, it will have maximum speed. It will hit the plate with maximum speed. So here it had a 0 speed. It has some maximum speed. Because of the speed, because of the motion, what energy does it get over here? Kinetic energy. So we can write, let this point be say, yeah. And now I'm writing for this positive, negative, same thing for negative, okay? So the electric potential energy at this point is say A, at A is equal to kinetic energy at B. Very, very important. If you remember this, the rest you can do it by yourself. What you have to remember in this, yeah, is this much. The electrical potential energy near to the positive is equal to the negative. It is just like a ball dropped. In this case, what happens? Gravitational potential energy is equal to kinetic energy. We get it? Yeah, so this is same as this one. So here this ball has gravitational potential energy. The condition of this is same as this one. If you let it go, it will come and you will get kinetic energy. Same thing over here. Electric potential energy is equal to kinetic energy. Now what is the formula for electric potential energy? Potential energy. Potential. Okay, what is the formula for work done? Work done is equal to potential is equal to work done per charge, which is equal to energy by charge. And what energy is this? Potential energy. Therefore, potential energy, okay, E and E, energy. Which energy is this? Is V into or Q into V. Okay, so now you compare. Force is equal to Q into E. Potential energy is equal to Q into V. Okay. So Q into V is equal to half mv square, where this is the potential difference. This is the potential difference. This small v is the speed. No, it's not confusing. So I will revise again. This is okay. So that means what you have learned in mechanics. This is what you have learned in mechanics. This force is equal to ma is what you learned in mechanics. That laws apply in electric field also. That's all. Okay. The force is only what here the force differs. Here the energy differs. That's all. Okay. I will say once more. Please understand, and you write. That's only. Please make a note today itself. When a positive charge, when a charge is placed in an electric field, it experiences a force. And the force causes it to accelerate. That is important. That point, okay, that point, will you write it down? If I dictate, I'll tell you. When a positive charge, now I'm explaining for this figure, okay? Using this figure, I explain. If it is negative charge, then there is slight difference. So when a positive charge is placed near to the positive plate, near to a positive plate, it experiences a electric force Fe, which is equal to Q into E. Q into E, which causes the charge to accelerate. Which causes the charge to accelerate. Therefore, the electrical potential energy is equal to kinetic energy. Okay, so this formula plus this formula, both are very, very important. Now I will give you a question using that. When you do, okay, now just one more thing I want to tell you. Now, if it's at rest, it will accelerate and it will hit it. Okay, then what if it is like this? I'll just write it over here. What if it is, if this is positive, this is negative? Okay, now I've got okay, I've got a positive charge which I am placing it over here. Okay, it is already moving towards this way. It has a velocity this way. What does this mean? That means it is not at rest. I gave some energy somehow and it is already moving in this direction, which I am placing it in a positive negative field here. Now what will happen to it? It is like, yeah, I'll tell you, it is like what? Like a car. You are driving a car at certain speed. You saw the signal and you apply the brakes. The brakes exert a force in the opposite direction. The moment you push the brake pedal, an opposing force is formed. But will the car immediately go backward? It will slow down until when? Until its speed becomes zero. When will its speed become zero? When the energy it had becomes zero. When the kinetic energy it had becomes zero, it will stop. Okay, so that point you remember, when a moving object has an opposing force, immediately it doesn't go back. It continues decelerating until its speed becomes zero. It stops. Okay, and then because of the force, it will go this way. Huh? Now what will happen to this? Now this has a force this in this direction. Force is in this direction. Because positive repulsion, positive negative attraction. Force is in this direction. But it is moving in this way. So what will happen? It will go slow down, and when the speed becomes zero, it will return. So this is the path of this particle. No, it's not useless. It's not useless. Here again, okay. Here, from this point onwards, it has electric potential energy, which is equal to kinetic energy. This point, the electrical potential, now here it will be at rest. So speed should be zero over here. it will be at rest. Then here electric potential energy is equal to kinetic energy. You can apply the force. This path you can apply all these formula because here B is at rest. A is same force, everything same. Only the path of the particle will be different. This is the path of the particle. Okay, this is just an extra thing I told you because this is there sometimes if they ask you like this. Don't forget, think about this car. Okay, think about this car, you are driving, you applied the pedal, the car immediately doesn't go backward. All right. Now, when it can go backward, when it will continue for moving forward until it stops, then still if the backward force is there, it will return. Okay. So when a car is going at high speed and suddenly if you put the reverse brake, reverse gear, there is a jerk because this thing is happening so quickly, which probably your vehicle can't handle. That is why you slow down, then you apply the reverse brake. Okay, but you think about this one, okay? So this is same as that. Now let me give you a question to make this one clear. There are so many exercises in the textbook. Are you following that? Huh? Why? Please do, because there are only 2 classes per week. You got a lot of time. Now, what are you busy with at home? What are you busy with at home? Huh? You can't find a time. No, you but then what you do, you divide your time into for example, Saturday you do physics, Sunday you do, how many subjects you have, so you divide accordingly. You have got 24 hours. You have to somehow manage that. Whether you will succeed or not lies in your ability to manage your time properly. If you get full mark in one subject and fail in the other, what's the use? Okay, so please, physics is something which you can get. You cannot memorize it before the exam and get some mark. Never. Don't think of memorizing anything the day before the exam. You have to put it in your mind way before the exam date. So next class always I'm going to be very strict. If I'll be asking you questions and if you don't answer, I have to call your mother. Huh? Please. Otherwise, there's no use of me teaching you. I need a result from you, right? Okay. Now see, look here. Do you have the textbook with you? I'll show you what are the questions which you have to do from the textbook. Then we have a lot to learn. That is why I don't have time to make you do it in the class. It is in page 30, say 32. Radial electric field strength, radial electric field strength. Here I have not given in an order, but since I have told you, you will understand all this. See, there is a dV by dx. They have given a potential in a radial electric field. E is equal to dV by dx. All those things. Huh? You know what dx means here. Huh? Now this was in the this was worked example 2, worked example 1. 2 raise 6a textbook. 2a, that's 6a, 2 radial electric fields. Take that page. Yes. Yes. That question, and just under that question, did you read potential in a radial electric field? Just under that question. Just under that question. And there, yes, and there E is equal to minus dV by dx. Did you see? There is. I can see there my minus. Yes. Okay, so that is same as dV by dr, I told you, which is same as E is equal to V by D. You can write in your own words V by D. Okay, very useful formula. Okay. Yes, but what does that mean? Did you learn about the differentiation? Differentiation in maths. That is this one. Gradient. If you have got a V against the X graph. Okay. Potential versus distance graph. The gradient of this is what? The slope of this is dV by dx. That is this one. That means, look here, it's actually in the differentiation operator is d by dx of v. This is this one. This means as the distance increases, how is the potential decreasing or increasing? Okay. So yeah, that is actually the gradient of that graph. So this is a very useful formula. So that worked example 2 you do at home, then then combining electric fields and then changing the electric potential surfaces and all that I've told you. Then checkpoint questions, please try. Okay. Then Coulomb's law, Coulomb's law also have finished. Please do that exercise also. Okay, there are some levitation questions and then electric fields. Yes. Before capacitors, I'll teach you next class, but before that, I have to give you a sum based on this one, a question based on this, which I will give you now. No, this is not a past paper. This is, I've made a question for you. So electric potential energy is equal to kinetic energy. How do you calculate electric potential energy? Q into V is equal to kinetic energy half mv square. Q, you know, potential difference. Q is what? Q is what? Yeah, how much is that? How many microcoulomb? 200 microcoulomb. So 200 into, so in 10 to the power of minus 6 into potential difference. Potential difference is 500 is equal to half into mass. Mass is 0.1 gram. Yeah, 1 into 10 to the power of minus 4 into V square. From this, you find V. This is more easier than this. And this V should be same. Okay, so please be aware of both situations. This is one way and this is using energies. With this, we finish electric field. Next class, we are going to do with capacitors. Yes, capacitors. We have to finish capacitors. I'll try my best. So to understand capacitors, this must be very, very thorough to you. Otherwise, I have to spend again time explaining this. Okay, so I'll give you a test on electricity next class. Every concept, I'll make you write every formula. Okay. So